Hello, TCG here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we have a very exciting tabletop matchup in the Worlds format, as Justin gears up to playing at Anaheim very soon. I'm going to be playing Dragapult, while Justin is going to be on Toedscruel. Can this fun archetype really compete against one of the best decks right now in the format? Before we jump into the matchup, let's take a quick look at the list. So I'm going to play Dragapult, and this is the straight pult build with an upper Neo energy. I think this is definitely the most popular way to play Dragapult, and a build which we'll definitely will see in the World Championships. What I love about this deck has to offer, especially in the new format, is having now access to Hilda. When any of your energy cards, there's also evolved Pokemon, it's perfect under the likes of Badulok or Jellicent, which we'll definitely see a lot of in World Championship. This build is very heavy on Gust, where we see multiple copies of Boss's Orders and Countercatcher, so hopefully with multiple Gusting around, Dragapult can really clean the board state very easily. Having Monkey Dory means access we can use our Luminous energies to move around any extra damage counters around the board. I think this deck is incredibly powerful right now in this format and in an amazing sort of position as well. But Justin is now playing the fun rogue deck, very popularized by Ray Shen. This is, in fact, their top 8 list. And I think this build is really, really powerful. Having that Toedscruel, having the one which actually stops me having access to my Night Stretcher, it's definitely going to be very, very tricky because Night Stretcher is it gives away my recovery cards in Dragapult. I also look at the list here. It is just a very fast, very aggressive list, having all the kill my Dragapult to spread around a lot of energies, with obviously having access to energy switch to move around. So you can activate these huge damage output. What I love about this, you do have the Volbeat and Illuminis sort of combo piece, so hopefully we might actually see that in action. So without further ado, let's have a jump look into the game. So we're all starting up here, and I'm going first with a Budu in the active spot, and Justin does have a Mew. Now, I instantly have a Buddy by Puffin, which is perfect for Dragapult. With this one, you want to be searching your deck for 2 Dreambees, now to see exactly what is Pride, and now where my Dragapults, or anything like that, hopefully establishing a good sort of board that way. I might want to be looking for another sort of Dreepy, even though I don't know right now what I could be playing against, but with that Illuminis, with actually shuffling in one of my Dreepies, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. So here I'm just going for a quick shuffle up. Is there anything else I could potentially do? Is there a attachment for turn, which would be great? But no, there's nothing like that. There is just a pass. So Justin has seen his hand here, and we do see, I believe it is the bug catching set. Then look at the top 7 cards per deck and put as many 2 copies of grass energies or from this Pokemon. We see there's a 2-month Dragapult and that Illuminis, which I just spoke about. I'm just having a quick read about this one because I've always heard about it, but never actually seen. So it's kind of good I didn't attach an energy, as I would already still be definitely 1 energy behind. So we're seeing here another Ovian bug catching set, and here's getting a Toedscruel as well as also a grass energy. One very key thing to note is all the Toedscruels have 60 HP, so they can easily be KO'd from Dragapult. And Toedscruel's ability makes sure it can shut off any sort of spreading damage counters on the board from attacks. So that can be very, very scary as well, and only really have access to spread some damage counters on Pokemon that have no grass energies attached. So after the Illuminis, we are seeing a Toedscruel and we're seeing a Latias. Already very full on the bench, getting an Indie Switch on the Illuminis, so we has that sort of effect here. In the Prime Catchers, so getting that free retreat option, even though you do have the likes of the free retreat with the Mew and Latias. Maybe it's here just making sure I don't have that Budu straight away and getting rid of one of the 3Ps on the bench, so I don't have a free retreat pivot. Go for that research, getting that quick discard, having a nest ball, potentially going for another 2-month Ogapon for good sort of draw factors. This deck is very, very fast in this sort of drawing factor. Good opt to go with Squawkabilly, discard the hand, but I think he's got some very good key pieces he may not really want to have to really get rid of straight away. Go for their 2-month Ogapon, quick shuffle off as well, seeing exactly what else he could get into. I believe it is a grass energy in hand to get some draw factors. He still has an attached for turn as well. I don't think he does have a grass energy. So a quick check to see if there's anything he could get. And he's just going for the Illuminis, which you get to shuffle one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, but you can only do it on your first turn going second. So it's a really interesting sort of effect, and it's pretty powerful nevertheless. So here I do get Edge Cloak. Now I can draw in some cards with Recon Directive and go for an Ultra Ball here, getting rid of a Research and Ultra Ball. Gain another Dreepy down just so I can have another one on the board. And there are a few things I'm looking for right now. I'm looking to get that retreating. So I've opted for an Ultra Ball to get a Latias, have that free retreat on the Dreepy, because I don't really play any of these retreating options like Air Balloon. And just as is shown in hand here, having a lot of Boss Orders, and now with that, I just had 2 Dragapults. Do you have an energy? I do have Buddy by Puffin. Going to get out another Dreepy. Do I have a second Dreepy as well? So I get out all 3 Dreepies. So I do only have go for 1. I could potentially get out some monkeys next turn, get out my Latias, have that for retreat option for later on. So yeah, I haven't had that recontracted, just going for that now. Having a quick look to see any cool key pieces I want to have to offer. Didn't exactly catch what I got into. Getting energy attachment, thinking, do I just go for retreating, going into the Badu? And I'm going to go for that one, just that itchy pollen and bring back that item lock sort of thing, which is definitely really, really crucial to have. Just as straight away going for that Tilmas, drawing 2 more cards because you have access to Tilmas twice, which is really, really powerful. Start with Luminis, which is good to get on there, especially when you do have access to a lot of energy switches. And then following up with that Iona. Try and disrupt me as much as possible because he knows I'm always going to be a turn behind in energy search. Because I did actually prize my upper neo energy. So Dragapult is going to come out very, very slowly, really from like disgusting. He does have areas of unsets, so we can unlock the bench. And one great thing about this one, as he does have a Terra, I also play Terra Pokemon, so I can get out an extra sort of cards as well. I do get another Cloak and hitting it with a Hilda. Search my deck for an evolved Pokemon, as well as also an energy card. So here, this would be when I would get the likes of a upping your energy if it wasn't in fact prized. So I think it's good to try to establish the energy attachments. And I've got 3 Dracloaks, got that Mukidori, and going for the first Recon Directive, looking at the top 2 cards and putting one of them in my hand at the bottom of my deck. Try and use all 3 abilities. So that's a lot of sort of draw factor I'm seeing. Can I get out a the likes of a Badu lock, try and get an item lock, just attaching to the access spot and just going for the Dragapult and actually opting to go for the Jet Headbutt. What's so good about this, I can actually draw a prize card, also making sure Justin is really working to hit that 320 damage, which I know can be very, very tricky for him with only 1 of that total on the bench. So we're seeing exactly what else Justin has in his hand, and I think he's going for another bug catching set, looking at the top 7 and playing 2 combinations of grass energies or Pokemon. And that is a lot of grass energies, and that's effective just a draw 2. But I do think that is also that Toedscruel as well. So you definitely want to get that established sooner rather than later. So option just to go for the 2 grass. You can obviously attach them to the Tilmas Ogerpons, draw that 2 more additional cards, but you will need to have attached to the Toedscruel as well. So sorry, there are 3 Tilmas Ogerpons in play. So that is a lot of draw he can go with it. So yeah, that's 4 of his Teal Master Ogerpons all in play. Get the energy switch, switching over to Toedscruel. Does he have an additional energy to play around with? I can't really see that. So he's going for that research and hopefully go draw into either an energy switch or extra grass energy. We do see that energy into hand. So we're seeing that's all of them. Does have Serendipity, so he can draw even more cards if he wants to. And I think there is even an energy switch as well. So there's a lot of stuff in Justin here. The huge hand and a lot of cards to work with. For a full bench of 8. So we're seeing exactly what he could go with this one. Going for the energy switch and attacking with Toedscruel is definitely a really nice sort of response because I can't easily KO that very easily. We're both on our prizes, so that's definitely something we should be thinking about. Can he KO a single prizer? But if he does, he already knows he could be a response from a likes of a Dragapult. So if we're checking through the deck, anything he needs to change around, and going with Toedscruel's attack, doing a lot of damage to the Dragapult. I think like 240 damage he can do. So that's pretty powerful. Does more damage the amount of grass energy attached to all of your Pokemon in play. So 240 damage, which is perfect. And one of the very crucial things right now here with the Toedscruel is protecting a lot of these 2 Master Pokemon. Now I can't easily clear them with the likes of spraying some damage counter around this one. I will have to use the likes of an Halucha. So I do have the Lewis energy, so I can touch a Dragapult to attack. I don't have a Dragapult whatsoever. Because I can't really take any more energies as my upper neo energy is priced. I think exactly what could be a good combo piece. I have access now to Ultra Ball. So I'm thinking if I do Ultra Ball, I can get out a Halucha. So my bench can now be expanded because of that Area 0 underdepths. For Halucha, I can get rid of that Serendipity, put 10 damage counters on them. So there's also that Volbeat as well, which Justin just benched, which may seem good in hindsight. Just put an extra bench Pokemon, but it does actually have access, so I can do more damage to this one and taking out the Pride card that way. Going for the Luminous Energy and actually opting to boss up the Ogerpon with the 2 energies attached to this one. I'm just very excited I can actually activate the ability, the Color Big Stadium card, and removing 2 grass energies, as well as also taking 3 prizes. I'm in a very good sort of spot right now. 2 prizes left to take. I do have a very damaged Dragapult, which can easily be KO'd from the Toedscruel on the bench. So we're seeing exactly what Justin could do to kind of like counteract this. Multiple super rods to recover all of the cards that have pretty much been building up in his discard pile. So we just kind of see exactly what Justin is kind of looking for. So yeah, go for that nest ball. Going for 2 months Ogre and that's access to move for 10 penalty draw. So he's got to try and fin through his hand as much as possible. Get out a bench another Toedscruel. Toadcool. I always forget the name of them. I know it's so Toedscruel is the main evolving one, but there are so many Pokemons right now, over 1,000. Go for that research, just drawing through the deck as much as possible, try and have that established board state, as many grass energies as possible, with a drawing in of the Evo. And we're just checking as well, we're like, wait, didn't respond to the ability, but no, only effects from the likes of attacks and not from abilities. So it's a very, very good save. Put that grass energy on that Toedscruel, just protect it from a potentially Dragapult, which I might have. But again, I do not have access at all to Alchemy Energy. I don't know where it is. So Justin is still in a very, very good sort of spot right now. This clearing is Dragapult, taking 2 prize cards with that 2 prize to 1. So I'm going to see exactly what do I have. I have Ultra Ball. I can discard Luminous Energy as well as also Dreepy. Search my deck for my next Dragapult. Get the Luminous Energy, and I go for the boss's orders onto the Mew and to get the KO. Go straight into the next game here. We've got to see Justin starting with Badu and benching a Teal Musk on with a grass energy attached to draw into 1 more card with that Teal Dance ability. Gain 1 more energy attachment and go for the pass. So I'm very scared that I'm going to be item locked next turn, but can I get my own item lock set up? Again, I didn't play, get that 10 damage ping because I am doing this research and it's very scary because I'm getting rid of 2 Dragapults. So Justin knows that if he can establish his Toedscruel out very quickly, I'm now also limited from not playing any of my extra clothes because I will have access to my Night Stretcher. Can get the 2 Dreepies out, and right now I was thinking about could I go for the Badu if it's prize? Could this be a good sort of way to go around this? But I think if I opted to go for Badu, item locking Justin here would be absolutely amazing. So that's exactly what I'm just seeing about. Can I play as many ancient cards as possible, get the attachment on the Dreepy, and then I'm just going to go past. So this is exactly what's kind of like changed Justin, that I might have prized 2 Dreepies. And that's exactly what we're talking about on the table. So we get a number sheet set, drawing 7 cards, and see if there's any grass energies or grass Pokemon, and adding it to hand. The only option to get for 1 grass energy, the only retain access to that. And so we can attach to an overpoint for this very, very powerful overpoint with these other energies. And you can even use that to attack. But if I was Justin, I would definitely be wanting to attack with Badu. Item locking me is in a really much more of a more commanding spot. As you know, that 2 of my cloaks are prized and kind of access to them from Night Stretcher. With this being said, you do need to have access to your Toedscruels as quickly as possible. Energy switch, do we see a research? And he is in fact discarding that very crucial Toedscruel, which I am very scared of, and that's exactly what we're talking about. So I'm like, there's 2 of them there, and I do not want to be item locked and then to be locked out the game. Another sort of bug catching set. Do we see any Toedscruels? We do see Volbeat and the Toedscruel. So that's very good to have for the attacking option, but you do need that 7 HP one, which he did in fact draw. So we've got that on the bench. I would say he's a pretty commanding spot right now. Justin is. He's got very, very powerful support state, and probably just going for that itchy pollen for 10. And we see exactly trying to see if he can get rid of these Toedscruel as much as possible. So going for that, see some damage energy there, attachment, and it's going itchy pollen for 10, and there's an item not on there. So I have attachment onto my own sort of GP and going for the Iono. So right now I'll be looking for potentially my own Badu. Definitely could have set it up a little bit earlier. So I do need to have like a Latias and Badu, and lo and behold, I draw into both of them. So I think this is a really, really good sort of spot to show exactly why Latias is in this deck, because it really is powerful against Badu. Now I'm starting to win the kind of like the Badu damage to itself, because I got my first Itchy Pollen on. So Justin is looking like he has a whole hand full of energy item cards and go straight for an Iono, just fishing it up, seeing exactly if he can get more grass energies and more sort of ways to actually evolve any of his guys in play. Does have another 2 months Ogre. It's a regular baby Toedscruel, which is good. And that draw factor in with that 2 months that Tail Dance. Being a benching another Toedscruel and thinking exactly what else it go. Potentially just go that Itchy Pollen, do that 10 damage. And going for I now have that 2 energies attached to that Dreepy which I really like, and go for my own Iono as well. Just it's going to be a lot of his hand disruption and item lock, and hopefully something can stick soon, and I can actually get into my cloaks. But no, just go for Itchy Pollen for 2. That's very helpful having its item lock counter, so we know exactly who is going to be item locked each time. Or Teal Mask to actually draw many cards, Area 0 to expand the bench. So this is exactly what Justin wants to do. He wants to establish this really powerful board state before he goes to an attack. So it's actually benefiting him a little bit under this item lock. So I know that I'm going to have the last Badu in the bench. So his Badu is going down next turn, unless he can get out an additional one or potentially get out an attack. Like he won't really want to get that attack source out. I mean, I know he doesn't want to give me access to my cloaks from my next structures. So going for the similar sort of Itchy Pollen. So now I have this Hilda, which I really like because now I have access to any energies, but of course I have access to one of my cloaks, because 2 of them are in a discard pile. So getting the shuffle up here, I can now actually start to draw into some cards and hopefully next turn have access to my items. So evolving into this cloak, drawing 2 cards, see exactly to any key pieces, attach an energy to both of them. So now I have 2 GPs pretty much Dragapult ready to go when it needs to be, and gain the first prize card finally with that item lock. What's very crucial to know is that hopefully next turn I won't be item locked, but Justin still is, and he has to get this established board state. And he knows his really good Toedscruel, which he doesn't want me to he wants to establish online, is in the discard pile, which he cannot retrieve back from his likes of his Night Stretchers or his Super Odds. So get the attachment to Toedscruel, getting the boss's orders on that cloak. Let's remove that as quickly as possible. Just want to give me access to it. I'm getting the KO and I'm going for another Badu. I did have Dragapult in place, so I could have got it set up as early as possible. I have Night Stretchers now, so go for the box scouting, getting out my last copy of the cloak. Yeah, shuffle up here and seeing exactly because I've got another, so establish that cloak there. Get another one, attach an energy there, getting there, and having a Buddy Puffin, getting out a. See if I have another GP, and yeah, I'm opting to go for that other GP as well. So now I've got 3 future cloaks and 1 GP set up, which I think is a really, really commanding spot right now for me. But I am still very, very worried about this Toedscruel, which I can't do any damage. Getting the Recon Directive, look at the 2. I go for another Recon Directive, see exactly is there anything else I can do. Attach an energy for turn. And try to see exactly, is there anything else I can go with it? Oh, sorry, there's a little bit of a camera jump as we did, its camera just got knocked a bit. I'm just going for retreat into Itchy Pollen, doing 10 damage. So I'm preserving my cloaks, hopefully get another sort of item lock factor, but he now has to get boss orders, but he does have our other boss's orders there, removing that 3P, that cloak with 2 energies on. So I'm now limited to only 1 cloak with 1 energy. See exactly what I can do. I mean, another Recon Directive, try and draw through the deck as much as possible to have Monkey. Now I have the energies. I think there's still a Dragapult in hand, so I now have access to this one. Now I'm thinking, do I have boss's orders, or most importantly, Counter Catcher to get rid of that Tiamat's Ogopon with that 1 damage that's counter on. I mean, I have a Recon Directive, looking at the top 2 cards, putting one of them into my hand. I do have Counter Catcher, so I can remove a Tiamat's Ogopon with 4 energies, which is very, very scary right now. And I can go with the KO on this one and a Toedscruel on the bench, and it has no gratis energies attached to this one. Go straight away to take 3 prizes. This is what makes Dragapult so powerful in this sort of format. It can take these huge one-hit KOs. It can be that little bit slower sort of approach and just win it in that sort of way. So Justin right now is looking to see what he can have access to, because I now have a cloak on the bench, which just needs an up in your energy. And of course, he has that Toedscruel on the bench, who can do a big attack. But he's just lost 4 grass energies, which is really, really scary for him. So now he's going through, seeing the deck, see exactly what there is. And as there's so much drawing, the deck is very, very thin. I'm trying to figure out if he's holding his deck or if he's holding his hand, because there is that many cards. So, going for that Nestball. And trying to see, could he potentially get any sort of other pieces? Could he go for Illuminate just to put on the bench as well? He knows it's kind of safe because the Hanucha is a play. I might have to use a Churro play, and I can't really Churro and boss orders at the same time. So it may be good just to put some energies around this one. Going for the Flip the Script, drawing 3 cards. And he's thinking, can he get the KO on this Dragapult with all these sort of grass energies in play, potentially? Or could he go for the Latias sort of play? KO on that bench Pokemon there. Get an easy sort of 2 prizer, and he does have, I think, boss's orders in hand. So he could be thinking that way, go for those 2 prizes, and hopefully play over Dragapult next sort of turn. And go through that way, get some energy switch, move around some energies around. So now he has a lot of grass and energies in play. Try and hit the magic sort of number, go for the boss's orders on Latias, and taking the 2 prize KO here, which I think is really, really good for him. He knows that my Dragapult can't deal with this one, and hopefully he can KO it next turn. I'm just going through the motions, go for an Ultra Ball, and getting the Blood Moon as Luna. My favorite Pokemon is because now Justin's taken 4 prizes, only requires 1. And I was saving that boss's orders, KO one of these and 2 prize liabilities to get the game. So, what do you think of this matchup? I think Dragapult is still incredibly powerful, but you can see that I did have to work just a little bit. And Toedscruel is fun, but I can definitely see can really struggle against some of the big sort of archetypes like this. So you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what do you think of this matchup and how on earth is your world testing going. See you guys next time.